Alright, this is Jimbo Joy here, and this is my review of Left 4 Dead for the PC. Alright, so this is Valve's latest first-person shooter. It's a zombie game which takes place in 4 different campaigns in 4 different locations. The story is simply that zombies have overrun everything, and there's only 4 survivors left. The survivors are Francis, who's basically just your stereotypical biker. There's Bill, who's a Vietnam War veteran. There's Zoe, who's just a average young woman, and there's Lewis, who is a shopkeeper, I think. So yeah, the story is basically the zombies have taken over, and there's only those 4 survivors, and it's up to you to escape in each of the 4 campaigns. Now, how you escape is you have to find several of these safe houses. To beat a level, you just start out in one safe house, and you have to find your way to the next one. Now, after playing all the campaigns and going from safe house to safe house, killing zombies, you think the gameplay would get old, but it actually doesn't. Valve has created a AI algorithm known as the AI Director. This pretty much randomizes where the zombies will come, where items will be placed, and when the special infected will attack you. The special infected, aside from the normal infected, which are just your run-of-the-mill 28 days later type zombies, there's the special infected, which include the boomer, this big fat guy who loves to barf on you, which alerts the horde of normal infected. There's the witch, who is a zombie that just weeps on the ground in your way, and if you startle her, she'll pretty much kill you in one hit. There's the tank, which is just this big Hulk-like creature who looks a little bit like Dr. Jekyll from the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen movie, but he's just pretty much unstoppable unless you work together as a team to take him down. There's a smoker who's different in the sense that he uses a ranged attack. He uses his tongue to drag survivors from far distances, thus separating them from the group. Sometimes he could do this and essentially make you a piñata for all the normal zombies to just swing at. And last but not least, there's the hunter, who's probably the special infected that you're gonna run into the most. He pounces around, likes to jump on you. If you get pounced by the hunter, though, you can't move and you will die unless one of your friends comes to save you. Now, the gameplay itself is pretty good. Like I said, you pretty much just go from, safe house to safe house until you get to the end of the game, which is a finale. The finale basically is you have to call in for an evacuation from a vehicle. The vehicle changes campaign to campaign, but pretty much you just have to hold out there for 10 minutes, and you could do this in a variety of different ways. You could, use the mounted turret gun that's usually on the map. You could hide out in a bathroom or a closet. You could do whatever you want. You just have to hold out for about 10 minutes and survive the zombies. Now, the gameplay more in depth is, it's your really good zombie killing. I had a lot of fun with this one. You got your melee attack, which is very useful. You're gonna need it. It knocks back sometimes several zombies at a time, and when you get swarmed, it's very useful. You got a variety of different weapons. You got an Uzi, a shotgun, an auto shotgun, your M16, a hunting rifle. You got dual pistols you can get. There's Molotov cocktails, pipe bombs, and mounted weapons. So there's a good variety of guns in the game. I would have liked to see more, but what they have here is pretty nice, and they're all well done, in my opinion. Now, the zombies themselves are really, really good. They're smart. I mean, they look really good. The animations are fantastic. Like, say if you shoot one in the leg, it's going to act like you shot it in the leg. It's not just going to, act like you shot in the head. They're very responsive in the way you shoot them. and it just overall just makes killing them a lot more fun and enjoyable and realistic too. Alright, so the graphics. Now, I have this game for the PC, and I must say, even at, medium settings, the graphics are pretty darn good. I hear a lot of people saying this game doesn't have the best graphics. Now, with some of the infected, I can agree with you, but besides the normal zombies, the game looks pretty good. I mean, like I said, the normal zombies, sometimes they look a little bland, but that's understandable considering you're going to have around 50 of them on the screen at one time. So, yeah, I mean, they can't really make them extremely high detailed. Another thing, the special infected, when you play as them in the versus mode, sometimes I would think they could have done a little better job with the first-person view on some of them. The boomer and the smoker in particular don't look so good from a first-person view, but it's really a minor flaw. It doesn't really hold the game back at all. Now, another thing with the gameplay is that this game is built from the ground up for cooperative play. There's a single-player mode, but to be honest, it's not really that good. You have bots, they're okay, but it's not really that fun unless you play online with other people. So, like I said, this game was built from the ground up for cooperative play, meaning you're going to have to help your teammates get up, you're going to have to protect them, you're going to have to heal them, you're going to have to do all this stuff. And if you work together as a team, you could probably make it out of every situation you run into. And that's what the game does, create situations where you will have to work as a team. If you run off by yourself, you are going to die. I mean, it's, no doubt about it. So, yeah, I mean, if you don't work as a team, you're dead, especially with the special infected. Like I said before, the hunter, you can only get it off, another teammate has to get off you. So you have to trust in your teammates that they got your back, and they have to trust in you that you got theirs. Now, as great as Left 4 Dead is, and all the great things I've said about it, it isn't without its flaws. One thing I was expecting was a bit more story. I mean, aside from getting some humorous writings on the walls of the safe rooms, you don't really get that much information at all. And I think it kind of takes away from the game a bit. I'd heard that there were some cutscenes in the game, but they were taken out because of playtesters. They complained about them, so I really wish they would have left them in the game. I think it would have made it a lot better experience. Besides that, I mean, the only other problem I had was that there's only 4 campaigns, and although the AI director adds a ton of replayability, the maps still get old after a while. Now, there is an update coming around late April that's going to add, a new survival mode and 1 new map, which I was pretty disappointed. I was hoping for a new campaign, but I'm pretty sure that we'll eventually see a new campaign. Hopefully even more than that, but even 1 new campaign would be good. So I hope we see another one from Valve. But yeah, overall, Left 4 Dead is just a fantastic zombie game. Even if you're not into zombies, you should still take a look at this one. If you aren't into zombies, I suggest you get this game immediately. It's just a zombie fan's dream. I mean, I looked forward to this game for like 2 years. It did not disappoint me in the slightest. I had a great time with it. I still play it. I strongly recommend this game if you're into zombie movies, anything with zombies. And even if you're not, you should still take a look at it. Maybe borrow it from a friend, see if you like it or not. But it's just a fantastic game. It's great for co-op, and it's just a lot of fun. And with that, I think Left 4 Dead would probably get, from me, a 9.2 out of 10. I mean, it's got its flaws, just a few, but overall it's still a fantastic game. And, I can't wait for the new DLC to come out.